Welcome back to HirePresence. My guest today is Andrew Sabo. He is the marketing chef. He's here to literally share with job seekers the secret ingredients, the recipe to becoming simply irresistible to your next potential employer. Thank you, Andrew, for being on the show.
Delighted to be here, Pat.
What are some of the hindrances, some of the ways that people prevent themselves from being irresistible?
That's a fantastic question. Sometimes we are, in fact, more often than not, we are our own worst enemy. And the first really is how you position yourself. Just like with a product or a service or a company, we must position ourselves in the market. And that's all about the NEWD acronym that I gave in the previous segment. The second thing is, I believe every person, every individual, we have a story to tell. And how we tell that story makes all the difference. And let's face it, we all love stories. I used to love reading stories to my kids. We enjoy movies. Movies are stories. But most people's story, their message, is as bland as spam. It needs to be delectable, tasty, right? You want to have it. It needs to be irresistible. So that's the second issue. First issue is poor positioning. Second is a story that is not compelling or relevant or persuasive. And I work with clients to help them, whether it's an organization or individual, to help them craft, to not only position themselves appropriately or profitably as well, but also to develop that core story that's going to be uniquely theirs. And then the third problem I see is not using the right kind of ingredients. You know, when you're cooking, you bring ingredients together. The power of cooking is the integration of the ingredients. You don't look at the ingredients in a singular fashion. The power is in integrating, just like with truffles. Truffles is very simple to make. It's 4 ingredients: butter, heavy whipping cream, cocoa, and baking chocolate. Okay, that's all it is. Well, any one of those ingredients by themselves is not particularly appealing, right? But you bring them together, or add a little brandy, of course. Now you've got Italian chocolate truffles. So the key to marketing yourself also is developing that core story that needs to be relevant to your target audience, persuasive. It needs to move the heart, mind, and soul, and needs to be compelling. In other words, I'm compelled to take action. So crafting that story, and then the third element is bringing those ingredients together. So it's not just looking at one ingredient in isolation. So yes, it's great if you have a video resume, but how is that connected perhaps to your LinkedIn? Have you put that on your LinkedIn account, for example? Have you put some of your thinking? Are you writing articles, or are you commenting on other people's blogs? Are you putting yourself out potentially as a thought leader? You know, God's given each of us a brain. Let's use it, but also we need to demonstrate it by sharing our thinking, our experience capital, our knowledge capital, and also our relational capital. So it's using those ingredients together to maximize the power. So again, recapping: positioning for profitability, crafting a story that is compelling, relevant, and persuasive. You don't want to be bland as spam. And then the power of integrating ingredients.
So what are some of the things that, if you were working with somebody, how would you begin the process? Do you have any, I mean, your materials are here, you could talk about them, but also, you know, how else would you lead somebody?
Well, going through the process of positioning is, I believe, unique to each person. So it's going through the elements of novelty, utility, dependability, and how can you best demonstrate it. It's going to be very different to my son, who's 22, to somebody who's closer to my age, so who's perhaps 52. Okay, but they have a different set of experiences. They may have a different set of skills, and so and again, it's how, just like in cooking, it's combining those ingredients together. Okay, so every one of us have a unique combination of skills and experience and relationships, and how you bring that together. So it starts with, my process with an individual starts with the positioning, getting them nude, okay? Not literally, of course, N-U-D-E, and then crafting that story, okay? So to move the heart, mind, and soul, you need substance. Your story has to have substance, but it also needs to have emotional appeal. Aristotle talked about it, the principles of rhetoric: logos, pathos, ethos. Because the third is ethos. It's the integrity and the character of the person delivering the message. And in this day, in business, there's unfortunately less and less morals and and ethics. So demonstrating that's becoming a novel thing now.
Sure. Well, they say, who you are speaks so loud, most people can hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
But words, you mentioned words, and I've seen it where the difference in the right word versus the wrong word can be the difference in power between lightning and a lightning bug.
Yes.
That's something that Zig Ziglar said, and I just went, oh my gosh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the power is all in the phraseology. Even on the resumes today, a lot of people will sit there and they don't see the value in what they brought to their last employer.
Yeah.
And so they'll use bland words rather than taking the adjectives that are powerful and descriptive and
tell a story, even a little vignette there of your accomplishments. Tell a little, so you can tell a story in 30 seconds, right? We see that all the time with commercials, right? So the ability to create a story within a short paragraph in your resume can have a huge impact, moving the heart, mind, and soul of the reader.
That is awesome. Well, we're here with Andrew Sabo, the marketing chef, teaching us how to become simply irresistible. This is HirePresence, and we're going to give you more tips right after we hear from our sponsors.
The Weight Loss Surgery Channel is the world's first online television network devoted exclusively to the weight loss surgery community. Find the information, support, and guidance that can keep you on the road to success. The Weight Loss Surgery Channel, here for you on the web 24 hours a day, every day. Visit us at weightlosssurgerychannel.com.